Hello. Welcome back to another live trading session, traders. Hope that you had an enjoyable day. Starting another trading day, and I would say that one of the most important days, Thursday, is absolutely important in terms of the volume as well as the news and calendars. So pretty strong day in terms of trading, and I'm looking at here what kind of trading opportunity we have to see that later after the FOMC meeting minutes yesterday's event, the market started to that we can see there is significant move, and there are few factors that we will be discussing today. We have also unemployment claims coming, the data, in just a matter of 2 hours from this time, and we will definitely have significant movement in the market based on that. So here in this live session, we will be looking at one by one to see where we can find potential trading opportunity. And before doing the full analysis, traders, make sure that you like the system and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Welcome. Where are you, bro? I'm here. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Okay, so a couple of instruments that you can see there is currently trend, and if you look at the 4-hour WTI moving, WTI has done few times false breakout and then started to push back in the direction of the trends that you can see on oil. Price is slowly pushing that back to the upside, as we discussed few times as well. Along with WTI, also you can see there are some movement on dollar index. Looking at gold now on a pullback, but I have already looked at the post analysis on gold to see where it is heading at the moment. And the market on XAUUSD, if you look at it, this is the 1-hour chart, and the market has we will be looking at, first of all, the multiple time frame analysis on gold, and also we will be looking at dollar index, USD JPY, to see if there is any market that is currently moving in our favor. So starting with, first of all, XAUUSD, that means on gold, and we will be looking at as well. This stream is on. Okay, so now looking at first of all daily chart. Now the market on the daily on XAUUSD is just having a breakout of this daily support, if you look at, and the daily market structure that you can see with this daily bullish engulfer that you can see here, and of this daily support, today's candlestick pattern open, and the market has again rejected back to the upside, right? This is a significantly important price action, because you want to see the directional bias. And lower time frame, if you look at after the previous session's bullish engulfer, the candlestick pattern slowly creating its downward movement here, which is currently approaching this support level, and of that support that we are looking at the market to break below and then to return again back to the upside. So it left a really significant imbalance here in the market, and it is a bull market, and you want to see that it's breaking below here for us to be able to find an entry back to the upside. Now this is a key support level at 4960. All right, so we are basically preparing the analysis for us to be able to look at potential setup. Are you guys ready for that? Make sure you use the risk manager tool as well. Now here is the key level, key area of value that you can see on XAUUSD. Now that key area of value, that key zone that you can see, is where you want to see the market to gain momentum, grab liquidity, and then revert back again to the direction of the trend. And that is where we are looking at for an entry opportunity here. This is a key level, and this is a bull market that we can see currently, an uptrending market structure. We are looking at in that uptrending market structure for the price to continue to trend and then to revert again in the major direction of the trend. So this is where high and the market drop, and with that drop here, if the price drop to that zone, which is an important area, and of that zone that you want to see the market to continue rise back to the upside to create a new higher high. So now the question is why you are looking at bullish, right? Why you are not selling it. It's also important. Now let's look at now from the sentiment, right? So you can see some okay, so we see some high impact news. So bilateral trade deal with some of the neighboring, and that's definitely some spiking. Now looking at also we can see that the calendar, I'm looking at here with the calendar. Now if we look at the calendar, coming up unemployment claims. All right, so this is crucial because with this unemployment claims that we can see news coming up on dollar index, which also definitely will have significant influence, that impact on gold. That means in terms of the price movement. So if we see that dollar index now at the moment, here is the current trend on dollar is, if you look at with this daily close as a bull candle that we discussed yesterday, the market today after initial pullback again pushing back to the upside. And we discussed also yesterday that there is something strange happen, that if you look at the DXY is bullish candle on the daily, and also XAUUSD also you can see there is a bullish candle on the daily. So both instrument moving in the same direction while they were supposed to move in the opposite directional bias. So therefore if you look at that, there is a reason, right? Everything has happened for a reason. So there, hey, welcome. Now therefore if you look at the daily market that you can see here on XAUUSD, the bias here that you can see on gold is bullish, and any break below, because of the technical and as well as the fundamental and also the sentiment perspective, that you can see gold is showing significant bullish trend continuation here in that market. All right, so this is a key support level. I think that there is a possibility for us to be able to look for long on gold. How many of you long or short? Now if you are okay, so TP 5020, look, if the market if the market reverses off this level, there is a chance for even higher. All right, so the market to even go higher. If you look at the daily, here's the daily movement, and there's a weekly gap open that you can see. So the chances that the market to try to push back for another retest, as the market drop here to 4960 level, this is the daily low, and we would like to see further deepen of this support level for us to be able to look for bullish entry in this market. Right, simple guys. This is what I always talk about, that either you're trading on lower time frame or higher time frame, right? So the difference between trading on lower time frame and trading on higher time frame is that on lower time frame you have to trade on a high volume session, right? Now it's time of AI, right? If you looked at now things shifting to the automated system, that means a program that you trade, now you can translate it into program, right? You can't solve a complex mathematics without calculator in 2026, right? If you can solve like 1660, right? Like when the people used to use the feather to write, but it's gonna take you a day to solve a problem that you can do in just one single click. And being a trader means you always stay ahead. Guys, this is, I emphasize all the time. Trading is not anything else but just being a little bit better than the other trader. That's all. Because there is only buying and selling. Right? Trading is just being a little bit smarter than the other trader who is buying or selling. And that is why learn to trade. Now you can't avoid learning. You can't eliminate entirely how to analyze the trade, how to read the trend, how to apply the indicator, because you see this is one of my best tool that I use. This now trading tool, this is also a program. This is it's an artificial intelligence. You can see with the breakup, that means with the change of character, it opened directly, like it shows me directly entry, stop loss and take profit target. The only thing that I need to make sure if I'm using it to do the risk management, if I'm not fully automating it, right? Things has changed a lot. There will be a time probably you just go for like a shop and trade and then make money. Thing has changed. So if you looked at maybe 1000, I'm not sure, 1100, when there was no even printed money, right? People used to do the commodity exchange. Have you ever heard of commodity exchange? You go to the shop, there is no money. I think it's long ago, but in BC. So people used to take rice, so you have more rice, but you need some vegetable. So you go to the shop and exchange rice for vegetables, right? Before it started the coin or the note for buying and selling. So this is the medium of exchange, that because you can't just eat bread, you need something to eat together, right? So you just you have too many, maybe wheat or grain, so you take them in the shop, right, and then exchange for meat. Then you so now things change, right? You can't do that, and there is time coming, right? Let me tell you why that gonna be viable. Because there is a time coming, things gonna be so easy that probably you don't have to work much. So then how can you gain that currency that you need to live your life. It will be some kind of potentially a medium that you will be given this credit for you to live your life. And that could be because all this that you can see, the liquidity, that means that all this equity has this is a way to give you back via trading. So there's a lot of ways you can, but now it's time for you to take the train early enough so that you can learn and grow as a trader. Hope that you enjoyed that. Make sure you like this stream. There are more coming, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Is science fiction? Okay, let's begin. Now here is the market is slowly building its momentum. No problem. You're always welcome. Welcome. Let's look at that way. I'm looking for an entry here. Okay, so the lower time frame, there is a 30 minutes bearish engulfer. Still in this lower time frame, it's showing for the short term purpose here, showing still bearish in that area, and that might eventually could drop further. But at any point, because there is a rejection of this level, we are looking at the market to drop down further back below. We'll be looking at that entry. News today, yes, there's coming up. There's coming up. If you look at here, unemployment claims, which is significant. All right. So if you look at that coming up, unemployment claims, and that might eventually could create significant volatility, and this is what we're looking at. All right, so unemployment claims will also contribute to the movement of the market. So we are looking at for an entry before and after the news. So we'll covering the full unemployment claims data release. So make sure you don't leave that place. Take notes, keep learning, keep going. Knowledge is power. The more you'll be learning, the better you'll be. And this is something that really worth learning. You can learn games, but this one is a sports. It's a skill set, and trading is skill set. Keep in mind, traders, trading is a skill set. So use that skill to learn and grow. If you have time, you can trade on lower time frame. If you don't have time, you can trade on higher time frame. Learning to trade is independent of time frame. So how the chart is moving on 1 minute and 5 minutes will move the same way in 4 hour and 1 hour. So for the technical movement or analysis, I prefer lower time frame for learning, because if you sit down in front of the chart for half an hour or an hour, okay, you can see almost 60 candlestick pattern formation. looking at the live market is very different. So if you trade on higher time frame, that's completely fine. Trading on higher time frame, trading on lower time frame is depending on your availability to give in the market. But for learning, if you're trading on demo or even in the live, if you look at the 1 minute chart, in 1 hour you can see that 60 candle is being formed, and looking at the live market is very different than looking at a closed market. Traders, guys, these are real information, because you see this red candle, these green candles, they are closed. During the lifetime of those candlestick pattern, the market was differently moved, and the way the candlestick pattern form and close will tell you a lot of story about the next movement. Let me give you an example. Let's say you see a green candle close like that. Right? These are lessons that you will not find anywhere, I can guarantee. So make sure you take notes. Let's say this is a green candle, this is a green candle. Both of them same time frame, and after closing you can see that kind of like that, right? Both of them in an uptrend, in the middle of the uptrend form. So after the candle close, you can see that both of these candles look like the same. But let me tell you that which candle is higher probability for you to go long. Let's assume that during the lifetime of this candle formed like that. Okay, slowly build up the pressure. There isn't much further movement. Slowly build up and move there, and then slowly drop down here. This one, after the opening, has gone up and then just drop here, and then gone up and then drop here and then gone up, and before the candle closed, just before, let's say 30 seconds earlier or 10 seconds earlier, jump and close here like that. You see, this is a big difference in terms of trading. This candle, you have very low probability that it's gonna go up again, because after the candle closed, they look like same, but they are in fact presenting you a different scenario in terms of the buyers and sellers activity. So this is where the trading and looking at the live market will help you to become a better trader. Guys, there is a lot of uncertainty. If you look at, looking for becoming anything, you need a little bit of effort, and the lowest effort that requires in trading. And when you learn, for example, we are looking at XAUUSD, you can implement the same knowledge even on trading Bitcoin, right? US30, and you can look at, if you look at the Nifty, right? You trade Nifty, even in the stock market, same knowledge applied everywhere. Nikki. Okay, going back to where we are looking at entry. So because the technicality is same and also fundamental is same, because the market react in the same way in all situation, either risk on or risk off. However, here we can see there is some kind of movement. Thanks, great, thank you very much. All right, now here is it. If you look at off this level, there is a triple bottom. The market slowly building its pressure. Can you look at Nasdaq? Yes, we will be looking at. But at the moment, there is a potential for a move here, and I want to potentially open to see what can be done here. And then we'll be looking at this is the 1 hour price action. After cross of this high, the market is trying to fill that lower shadow, Welcome. How is your trading gone so far? You can share your today's what you think the market is moving towards. Okay, so you can see that after this level, the market slowly building its momentum back below, and you can see that crossing this high, forming this double top here, slowly breaking that market back below. This is what we are looking at this price action to drop down here further. Breaking that low here of this level and expecting that this is to drop further down here, that you can see the market slowly breaking back below, and we are looking at this market to continue to trend, and we are looking for the price to come back below to this support level to create a new lower low. Here is the resistance line where the market has crossed this high, and we can see the price slowly breaking that low. There is a higher chance for the market to fill that zone and then to revert again back above here to create a new higher high. Here is what we're looking at this market to drop down, break below and to this support level to create a new lower low here in that market. With a series of lower high here, expecting that the market to continue to fall back down to this key support area. Now, as the market, if you look at off this support level, creating narrower doji here, that expecting the price to we even could see a rejection of this level, and this is what we're looking to see, how the market react to this key level. Because of this level, if you look at the market has entirely dropped down here, and we might see the market to come down here to fill that lower shadow of this zone here. And if you are entering, definitely the first step is to look for the risk management. Okay, so some kind of pullback that you can see in this area, and that might bring that market to come down further here. Of this level, you could see the price to, if you look at here with this doji, it's now breaking that high. Now with this break of this high, there was a if you look at in the past here, this is an order block on the 15-minute chart. Breaking this high could create short-term selling pressure, or you could see the market to reverse of this level. Until we see the change of trend, we are waiting. Are you in the sell? Not yet. I haven't opened any position here. I haven't opened any position yet, but looking at the market to show up. This is a currently uptrending market, but you can see some short-term downside. So there's an imbalance here, and we will be looking for, if we see the price has rejected off this key level, that you want to look for long, right? So but it needs to have a proper rejection from this support level. This is the current lower time frame price action. If you look at the 1 hour closed with a long red bearish engulfer. Now this bearish engulfer has also component to it. If you look at the top of this candlestick, it crossed the previous candle's high, which is higher liquidity zone. There's a chance for the market to drop down further back below here in that area. Okay, here it might come little downside for a deeper liquidity sweep here in that area. Okay, slowly it's creating that momentum, and we see potentially there might be a shift in the market sentiment. We might see a short-term shift in the market sentiment, and this is what we're looking to see, that this market to if it changes the trend, we will be looking for the market to go up and create a new higher high. Buy not yet. I will be looking to see. You see there is kind of a change in the market sentiment that you can see here in that market, and with this change in the market sentiment, we are looking for the price to go up and creating a new higher high. you're seeing some kind of shift in the market sentiment, and looking at lower time frame, tested the lower shadow. So from this support that you can see, if the market started to make its way back to the upside, you will be looking for potential entry. And I think there is a chance for a breakout that we might see shortly. What do you think, guys? Okay, with a long rejection here that we are seeing this market to reverse here of this level. Getting the reaction. Okay, it might now do some kind of sideway movement here. I'm looking to see a potentially to place a pending order if the market shows up. What's your bias on gold today? I'm sharing, posting a poll. So writing it as bullish and bearish. So if you cast a vote, that's definitely will be helpful, because we saw that in the past, the poll that we have posted in the channel, that has helped a lot. And here's looking at in this market to see, because if more traders think that the market goes up, more often we see that it comes out to be correct. I see that 3 boards, so you can 100% bearish with few entries, but you can share your thought. And this level that looking at here, all right, so this is now it's approaching to the fair value gap. Fair value gap also essential to look at, because when there is a fair value gap, there is an imbalance, and usually the market moves from imbalance to the imbalance. It's kind of they constantly just try to fill those imbalance, right? So that's how the market moves. So if you look at here, there is an imbalance in that area, and of this top, the market entirely dropped to that level. And now if this entire move, this is what the best entry will be. Best entry doesn't mean that you're gonna win all the trade, but we had a losing trade yesterday. We do open quite a few trades, but sometimes it happens. That's a part of trading. But with the current here, we trade on live. But if you guys looked at in the academy, we have now all my strategy also I have automated, that helps me to hedge some of the trade that not going in my favor. So it's another way of trading, and it's automated, because manually hedging you can do that on a higher time frame, but sometimes it's tough, because especially let's say you open a trade on 4-hour or the daily on the higher time frame, and then you need to wait for the market to show you either you should be hedging or no, and probably you went to the work or at sleep and the trade is gone. But now with my system that I trade on lower time frame, automated, if the trade doesn't go in my favor, even I'm at sleep or I'm busy, I'm not looking at the trade, but it hedge automatically for the trade, right? And that way it eliminates many of my stop loss hitting, which is sometime cause to take more risk, right? Or not to trade according to the plan, because whenever you see that whenever you are winning, this is a very, very universal trading psychology. When you are winning, there is a tendency to maintain the trading plan, to stick to the trading plan. It's not about the winning, it's about how you are handling the loser. That's where the patient goes. There is a psychological reason behind it, because as a human being, we usually draw or take an identity of all the things that we have, right? It's a very universal way to think, but you can't avoid that. So everyone has that. So if you look at, for example, how do we form an identity around anything? Anything we say, do, act, have, possess is part of our identity, right? And maintaining an identity is maintaining an existence in this world, right? So now when some part of the identity are important, some part of less important, so that's where, if you look at when we have quite a few winning trades and then suddenly have a losing trade or 2 losing trades, it creates that trading psychology to have a tendency to deviate from the plan, which is happened to me. I'm sharing my own experience, guys. I'm not sure about you. Some of you probably very good at it, but it happened to me, and that's why I developed this system. Okay, you have heard of the Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the telephone. He used to had a hearing problem, so he invented that one so they can ring telephone or telephone maybe. So similarly, something when you face, then you start to think about solving that. Right now I don't have that tendency because it's happening on the background. All right, now it's your turn to take your trading to the next level. Are you ready to take that? Okay, here lower time frame, the market is slowly trying to build that momentum. Okay, the way the market has formed the structure, this is a potential for, if there is a 5 minutes full body candle close bullish candlestick pattern formation here, and that might take that back to the upside here in that area if you look at. And if the market goes up, all right, creating a new higher high, we want to take that move back to the upside here. Okay, here we will be looking at an entry. All right, so we see that there is a series of higher low and the market slowly building its momentum back to the upside, expecting that this market to eventually trend back. If this green candle is a false breakout, we might see coming deep farther down, which is also can happen. Until we are directionally confirmed, we'll be waiting for that entry. Here is looking to see how the market is creating the structure. Here is the support, and the market left a significant imbalance in that area. So we're looking to see. Okay, so if you look at from this, and if we use if we take a trade here, that we will be using potentially pending order. First, we would like to see that this lower time frame candlestick as the sessions open coming in 40 minutes, just a matter of 40 minutes. We will be looking for, with the session open, for an entry with the higher volume. Okay, here there is a bullish move and a little sideway movement, slowly trying to break this resistance line, and I think we might be able to find potential trading opportunity. I'm preparing for a possible entry in this area. So we see there is a 20 EMA cross, the market drop, the price has gone back up again and crossed the 20 EMA. I think it will go down further. It's still in a downtrend, okay? So there is still a possibility for the market to fill that imbalance. Both directional bias is still 50-50 possibility, and this is what I wait for, to become the probability in one direction. Okay, so this is how the trader thinks in terms of probability. So in terms of probability, if you look at, is when, for example, at any given time, the market is 50% probability that will go down, 50% probability will go up, except at some point that probability might change a lot, and that's where we will be entering into the trade. And there is also some quantum probability, right? So how do you find the quantum probability? Because on a smaller scale, everything is quantum. Even on a larger scale, it's quantum, depending on where you are looking at from. So M15 trend line is broken. M15 trend line, I don't see still broken, but in gold, still not broken here, right? So you can see that it's still maintaining that, and I think there is still possibility for the market to okay, so you see that there is a 15 minutes candlestick pattern being closed here in 3 minutes time. 4857. Okay, we see the market is slowly building its momentum here, and yes, it's slowly trying to push that back above from the 15 minutes. Where are you taking yourself from? It looks to me that there is a chance for the market to start its bullish move. Okay, so there is a potential for this is a, if you look at it, it's a kind of reversal pattern formation here, and the chances for the price to push up further here. So we'll be looking for entry after we go up the probabilistic. So if you look at it, slowly creating an uptrending market, so increasing its probability of moving back to the upside. So the market, if you look at here, this is a slowly pushing back above here in that area. Okay, so with this breakout, that you can see the market slowly breaking out of that trend line here. And this is a triangle that you can see, and with the triangle the market is entirely broken out of that level, and we are looking at this market to potentially to cross any of this high here. Okay, now as you can see, it's already changed the trend of this reversal. Now at this point we would consider it turning to an uptrending market on the lower time frame. Therefore, here is what we will be looking for: entry to the upside on the lower time frame. So first let it drop down back below. If the market breaks above here, we'll be looking at entry. Okay, now this is a pullback or reversal, and I would say that it's slowly we could see that another retest, and until it shows the directional bias, I'll be looking to see where it is heading. Okay, so we see that as a significant break below here. Now this drop that you can see at the moment is almost to the 1 hour support, and I'll be looking for here. I'm preparing for an entry, keeping stop loss below this low here, and this is a fully risk managed trade, so 100 pip stop loss, so definitely has to have proper risk management plan, which is the integral part, because the market can go in any direction. But here I'm looking at with this risk management setup, that expecting the market to respect that support and then to return. Okay, running long. So there's a break below. Now from this we might see that this market to reverse, or we could see the price to deepen further here. Now because there is a, if you look at here, it is showing a dynamic support that might tilt back up here. Now this market can still be trending in that direction, but the probability, as we discussed, for me it's less likely to drop than to rise. But to, which is probability, means that, you know, even if you have 90% probability, is still 10% probability that drop. That means 1 out of 10 still chances the market to go down from or up from where you have decided to trade. So therefore probability means that not always will happen exactly the same, because we normally usually used to think of certainty, right? That, but in practicality everything is probability. Reality itself is a probability, right? It's on superposition all the time, every moment. Depending on the action and intention, it unfolds. It's based on the probability. And also who is taking the action is important, right? That will determine the outcome of the probability, because the experience associated with the being of who is acting, and in his attention the experience unfold. So if you look at, that's why being is more important than doing. Where are you looking for sell? So we are looking at buying, and we looked at that buying, looking at that. while we are looking at some outcome here. Okay, we are up on it, and I'm holding on to that. Welcome traders, we are on buy here and looking to see the market to have potentially move here with the session open, expecting to show up further move. This is the 1 hour high here so far, and the 15-minute candle close shows a bit of healthier body in the red area. So see that if the market is going to retest the high again, Now this is, if you look at this 5 minutes candlestick pattern, this is forming a potentially a bullish confluence, looking for the market to bounce back. Now we are progressing towards the session open, right? NY session open, and here's the 1 hour. Now we are on the side of probability, depending on how the market wants to do. Okay, so dropping down a little bit of volume. Now the market has dropped to crucial level, and from this support we have 10 minutes for this 1 hour candle to close. It's on a breakup trend line. It's gonna be a little interesting here to see the market to deepen further. And this is a key level now at the moment. We're seeing successful move back up to 76 pip. If it reverse of the previous resistance, which is 4992, going to see a rejection. Got it, got the rejections. This is what I'm expecting here of this, and bounce back to the resistance line. All right, so let's look at here, and okay, it's slowly crossing that high. Welcome traders, welcome back to another live trading session, and looking for a breakout here. Okay, getting some reaction. I think there is a higher chance for the market to reverse here back above to create a new higher high, and that could be the situation. The market might bounce here back, and this is what we are looking at. If the price successfully break above, we could see that significantly bigger move back to the upside here in that market, and it is expecting to 77 to 80 pip move above here in that market. So 1 hour price action is almost to the 1 hour support. This is 1 hour doji, and the candle, if you look at this 1 hour candle closing nearly here, is the previous pin bar, and this one closed above this level. So if the market close this price above the, if you look at this price level being engulfing 4 hour from resistance, if the market close 4981 or 82, that means above this level, if the price close above this level, then there is a higher chance for this market to eventually return back to the upside in this market. There's a higher chance that the price to eventually break out. Okay, so if you look at here, okay, this is interesting market structure has formed, and would like to see that bullish confluence to begin here. Now this is a crucial level at the moment. We are progressing towards news coming up in 30 minutes. And before the news, would like to see the market to show up its upside bias. There's a 1 hour candle closing, and it's very interesting market structure. Still potentially creating a bigger red candles, but we'll see that what the market is trying to do. This might be a potential last moment liquidity grab, and okay, if we see that we fill back above, it's gonna so interestingly it's on the support level, and okay, we've been out with this trade. It has very interesting price action, but we will be looking for re-entry. It's immediately rejected. With a large head and shoulder here in that area. Okay, we'll be looking to re-entry here for the potential move back above. There's no other way we can re-enter, because the market eventually, if it goes up, it's gonna bounce back to the daily high. So I'm re-entering with the same risk for buy, and stop loss keeping at 4972. So I'm open again. I'm on trade again. It was entirely we see that there is a higher chance this is a false breakout, and in that case, if this is a perfect false breakout, we might see the market to go a lot back to the upside, and this is where I'm setting up my TP target again, 5004. Okay, so here we see that of this support, it's getting the reaction back above, and from the daily, this is the daily market that you have seen so far, and price might move in a very narrow range today. But so far you can see that with a long week candlestick, they're expecting this market to show that possible rejection to the major direction of the trend. So as you can see, the market of this support, it's trying to have that rejection. Now, if this is an inverted head and shoulder, you can expect it to bounce back above. Do you think it's gonna go back to 5004? What's your probability in this movement here? I'm waiting for one trade to give a big win. Right, so if it goes to there that we are expecting to 220 pip. Okay, so there is now we are looking 20 minutes time, the data coming, and this is a pre-news entry. Price has reached that key level, and with the upcoming news there might be even a spike back to the daily high. So if you look at the daily high today is here, right? So if we see significant bullish momentum, that we can look for even extend our profit target, because if the news is pushing that market back above, creating a reversal, we can take a potentially bigger move in this trade, right? So this is the daily high here today, which is at almost 350 pip up. So if the market reverse with the data, we might be able to see that it's going to that key level here. What's the probability that the market is going to go to above 5,000? Okay, so anyone running? How many of you running this trade at the moment? It's a very nasty sideways market, but from this consolidation, this break below was entirely a false breakout. Now this kind of structure might create a significant movement because it's a very long consolidation. Checking out now. It's creating quite a few false breakout if you look at, and Price is below 20 moving averages here, and for this small break. Yeah, no, that's okay. So as long as the risk is managed, any kind of trading is fine, as long as you know that in what situation you should be holding, what situation you should be exiting the trade. That's where the secret is. In the meantime, if you haven't liked the stream, you can do so, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do so as well. There is a lot of content that I'm posting every single day, and that will change the way you look at the market entirely. So yeah, you can check out all the analysis that I'm posting every day. It will be great learning resources for you. Here's an inverted head and shoulder, and the market may create an upside bias here. We have only 15 minutes for the news data to come up. I'm just near my entry. Let's see that if we're running this trade before the news, or we'll be exiting depending on the volume. Gone in a sideway. So looking at little higher time frame to see what kind of price action it is forming here. This is 30 minutes, and just rounding in that area. All right, so with a long wick doji, it's crossing in that area, and I'm really looking to see if the market, as the news is coming, how it is reacting to that zone. This is now moving almost in. We have the data coming up. Suddenly the market got pretty volatile before the data, and let's see that what's the indication of this. Might be selling pressure. This is very unusual market structure that you can see, and we are at entry, and the news is coming in 8 minutes time, and I see there isn't still not very promising price action being formed. So at any point, if we see that the price action not very entirely bullish, we might exit at entry, but still it's near to the entry to see that what is actually the market is breaking in which direction. Still on the trade, but if it breaks in one direction, it might have a very stronger movement, right? And if it breaks to the bullish side, we might see that sharply going back to the upside to the major direction. This is still at the point where we have begun the trade with little profit running here at the moment. Going up, and before the news, if we see that significant move happen, we will be taking profit. We want to see that previous trade has exceeded. Because yeah, this is what you can see. Now this movement you want to see that carrying along, because it is forming a one kind of W, and if it is forming a clean W with a long wick here, can you not see that going back to the daily high? So daily candle open here, and then there is up and down, up and down. Cutting up, and we have 4 minutes for the data to come. I'm still running in. The market might do a spike, so if you didn't manage the risk, then I highly encourage you to close now with the running profit. Again, if you are not managing the risk, then definitely I would suggest to close with the running profit. But I'm running in because the spike can be down. If it's down, then we'll be out. If it is going up, then there is a higher chance for bigger gain. So I'm taking that risk here at the moment, because if it goes the full move, then we will be able to catch nearly to 200 pip. But along the way, if we see that with the spike, if I close in the middle, I will also share an update here. So far here it created a short-term, at least for short-term bullish price action, and looking for the market to eventually cross higher back. Also, I'm ready to close if we see that weaker response from the buyers. See that this candle not showing strong bullish confluence, so I'm exiting the trade with the current running profit. We'll be opening again when we see this current candlestick pattern that you can see from the 5 minutes. It is a long week, so there is a chance for downside, so I'm out with the trade, right? And we will be re-entering again if needed. It may go up, but it may entirely break below here, so I'm waiting for the market to show, because it did not entirely broken above. So this is what probably seeing that the market is showing. Okay, deleting all those lines here to see where price action is showing up. So it it entirely dropped a lot, that you can see, and okay, it's just a complete breakout. This is an entire breakout, and So you see the market tested the 10 exponential moving averages here, okay, which is the first one, and buying pressure of this from the 30 minutes that you can see also created bigger bullish price action. So it is breaking out from this support level, and it was a pure liquidity sweep. You can see the market slowly moving again up to the direction of the trend. So entirely after quite a few sideway consolidation, multiple false breakout, finally the price action has started its move back to the upside here. That is interesting movement that we can see. So after this massive move up, now it's on a pullback. So we will be looking for an entry on a if the market is continue to rise back here, we will be looking for entry. And if you look at the daily, as the market has started its move back to the upside, chances that the price will try to bounce back to the daily high. So this is the 5 minutes candlestick pattern. If you look at, and that 5 minutes candlestick pattern, we want to see that it's closing little lower, and then the chances that the market will go up. If this candle closes with a long wick or a smaller red body, then we will be looking for buying. All right, guys. So I'm prepared to enter any trade that coming along the way, because if this 5 minutes candle closing in 3 minutes time, closing as a long wick, especially smaller body, then we had a higher chance for the price to continue move back to the upside. So potentially beginning a new uptrend here that you can see. And there is a fair value gap. So here you can see there is a liquidity sweep of this key support level that might give further momentum back above in that area. And here is the, with this liquidity sweep, the market slowly building its momentum back here. And what we can see, that lower time frame price action, there is a significant rejection of this price action, could make the market pretty bullish, but I think that for short-term perspective at least here. And what we are looking at, the price action show up. If you look at here, you can see the price is creating that bullish move back again. So how the data has shown, 206k unemployment claims was lower than what was expected, and where with this drop down here, there is a if you look at the 30 minutes now, the 15 minutes, this is a big bullish rejection, and with that uptrend, the market may eventually continue to trend back, or we may see the market to eventually drop down further. And it's again in a 50% probability that we can see. And as of we are progressing towards the end of the week, we can see the market is becoming pretty volatile. Today's volatility is way more than any other day that we have seen. And along with also, we will be seeing tomorrow, that means on Friday, quite a few instruments getting pretty volatile, euro, GBP, dollar. And we are looking at, I'm looking at quite a few entry later based on that. And this is after this session. Also, there are some potential trade we might be able to enter as soon as we see that entry. You can see the market slowly bouncing off that key level. So this might be a change of trend, right? We'll be looking to see a bit more clearer picture and then going for an entry. It was an interactive session, traders, and I hope that you enjoyed this session. And in trading is all about patience, and little bit of slow moving is better always in trading, so that you can see all the pitfalls and everything. we do have a fast moving strategy that running in autopilot, fully automated in the academy, but also when you are learning, bit of slower is better. And we are progressing to the next day, which is the end of the week session, and I will be coming on live again tomorrow, trading together in this live session. I'm almost end of this session. I hope that you enjoyed. Take a long-term plan for learning and growing as a trader, and here I do discuss every detail of smart money trading every single day. If you are love to trade smart, like a smart money, want to become a professional trader, then don't miss out. Also check out all the links in the description where you can join the Telegram group, and also you can find all the educational courses available for you to become a better trader in the website. That being said, thank you for joining, and I'll see you again very soon, shortly after. Until then, stay well, stay happy.